tutorial, I'm going to talk about this Agimat and Classic indicator, and we have a few questions and few private chats on how, and kind of having some little challenge with the stochastic oscillator and a few other things you need to add. So we know for radio, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get straight to the point and talk about that. Now this is Agimat, this is Classic indicator. These are the two indicators. Now first of all, let me start with Agimat indicator. Agimat is a very good system you can use to trade, and it's a very nice system. It's quite okay in higher time frame, and it's awesome. Yes, it's awesome in higher time frame, and it can be used with this future prediction. So but you can also trade with this if you're good with that, and you can also add more confirmations for you to confirm. So I'm going to add more confirmations. Before that, let me correct something. Before I did my former video, I talked about stochastic oscillator, adding stochastic oscillator with this kind of settings like 50-32, 50-30, and slow moving average is 2, and the levels is okay. Let me reset it. Good. And the levels is this, which is someone like this, right? I think I have this. But the main thing is that I said earlier before that you guys should try and play around with some some points. Looking at the right hand side here, you see this level 80, they are still 100, 20, they are still 0. So saying that it's when you entered here, it's repent, not like when you saw the signal here, you entered and it went up again. You don't know what is happening. It shifted. You are in loss. Listen very carefully. Play around with something I don't have to start speaking everything I have in my head. When you understand forex, when you understand tools, play around with it, add some levels. Okay, let me correct you guys on this thing now. The normal default settings is 80-20, but you can add more levels by right clicking on there, select properties, come to levels. You can add 20. You can add, let's say I want to add 5. Let me add 95. Let me add 95. Let me also add 55, which is the middle. Let me set that to that and click OK. Now you see that, you see 95, you see 5, you see this. Now watching this trend now, assuming you entered below 20, this price will still go down. Maybe you saw this and entered, or you saw this and entered, that mid price will still go up to a 95 or 100. So you see this, have you seen this now? Normal additional levels I added in this stochastic oscillator, which is 55, 80. You can add 5, 20, 50, 90, or depending on the parameters you love adding and the way you trade. Now since you've added this, you need more confirmation. If you don't want to, if you are not good in using this future prediction, that is Maxwell equation, we call it future prediction. If you're not good in using that, you have to remove it. But we know for the radio, let me show you guys what you need to some confirmations you need to add in both classic indicator and Agimat. Now I'm using the pair called GBP USD for reversal. Now let me remove this to show you guys something. Before that, look at this movement here. You don't enter a trade when there is a cross between these 20 and 80 lines. You don't do that. It's wrong if you are using stochastic, except if you're a pro trader. For example, you see a cross here, you want to go enter a trade because you see a cross. No, you don't do that. You enter above. Even if you have another parameters like 95, you may enter above 80 or 95, or you may enter below 20 or below 5, or within this range. You can enter trade sell within this range. That means it is going to consolidate. Now let's take a look at this. This is a downward trend. Let's take a look at this. You entered a buy signal here. Sorry, it came down to this spot. You entered a buy signal here. It began to consolidate. You don't do that. You wait for a cross on this 20 before you enter. You went for a complete cross. There was no cross here. It began to consolidate on this market maker trend zone. You see that, because I lectured on this. I lectured on this market maker trend zone in my former video. All these lines here, you see market maker trend zone, top trend zones. Now within this range, now you have to know when the market is ranging to avoid entry. You need to know that. You need to know when the market is ranging to avoid the entry. Understand? And there are 3 phases. Note this, guys, there are 3 phases before market reverse. Before market reversal, let me put it that way. So the first phase, for example, if the market wants to reverse to this point, the first phase is when the market begins to trend downwards, as means a downward trend. Some people wait for the downward trend to come. The second phase is consolidation. The third phase is taking the direction. That's the thing. So some people enter in the consolidation phase. Maybe they don't want to miss the opportunity of entering early or entering late or so. They enter during the market ranging period. Like for example, you want to enter a trade from this spot. Okay, let me use this as an example. Let's say you want to enter a trade. You saw the signal you want to enter. The market began to range at this spot. Began to range uptrend. A reversal has occurred, is going to occur, and the market began to range. Then the third side of it, then it now came down. So people enter during the ranging period. Some people enter after the range, after it breaks this small support here, this kind of stuff here. Maybe market began to range, have a lot of pin bar, something like this. You see, the market now broke this. The market now broke this trend, and boom, there you go. You see, the market broke this normal pin bar, and it will continue to go down. Presume that's when you enter a trade. Some people enter here, some people enter within the range, but entering within the range, you don't know whether the market is going to go up again or go down. You have to set your stop loss. I don't know. So people enter a trade when there is a breakthrough or breakout on this normal pin bar before they enter. Some people again enter a trade when they see a breakout on this normal on this top ranging zone. But a breakout from here, you pick a trade. Another ranging zone, you place your breakout signal, for breakout. When you break this, you pick a trade, you pick a sell signal or a buy signal. But let's continue. I'll show you guys something now. Go back to stochastic. You don't enter a trade between this 80 and 20, except if you're pro scalping. If you are pro scalping, if you are good in scalping, if you are good in what you analyze, understand? Now, enter a trade when overbought or when oversold, and make sure you confirm. You have a lot of confirmation before you do that. So I also added the same. You need to add the same thing to stochastic oscillator. Sorry, classic indicator. But let me go back to the point of this thing now and add few more things for you to confirm, because this is more like having some confirmations before you pick a trade. Because I don't know if you only use stochastic as I showed you guys in earlier video. You must have few confirmations before you pick a trade. And remember, Agimat is good in higher time frames, like 1 hour and 4 hours time frame. So let's add few confirmations. Let me remove this future prediction for those that don't know how to use it. Let me right click here, delete. Now is off. Now to add more confirmations here, let me add support and resistance level. Let me add this, because I think few people knows how to use it. It's 2 inputs, right? Okay, this is support and resistance. Normally this black lines you see is normal support and resistance, but you need to have your own shaded support and resistance. This one is support and resistance with price tag. You see that? Support and resistance with prices on it. But let me use the normal one that shows weak resistance, weak support, and so other things. Let me add this one there, support and resistance. Okay, then let me switch on the tongue coast. I have to switch on the tongue coast channel. Okay, good. Now I've added support and resistance. This is on 1 hour time frame, which we all can see here now. You see that? So basically, in a simple word, all these weak resistance, untested, and untested supports, they are still going to be tested. You understand? Definitely all of them are still going to be tested. Remember, this is an uptrend. GBPUSD is an uptrend. See that? See this arrow here? It may reverse back, or it may continue to cross over 50. So you may be watching. If you cross over 50, you keep holding your buy signal, but this shows that there's going to be a short reverse retrace short consolidate reversal retracement, retrace and go up again. You can still hold your trade and set your stop loss. Cool. This is a weak proven resistance. Why is it proven resistance? Because it has been tested many times. See that? Tested again. This is on tested support. Just formed support, went up, it's still going to be tested. So we have a lot of untested and verified resistance here. Then we have turn coast. Turn coast resistance is just a resistance that been broken and it retested again. For example, let's go back to the trend. You see this? This was a former support before. Now former support turns to resistance, and that's why it's called turn coast. That's why I can't turn coast, but this doesn't matter. But all you need to know is just to add your support and resistance, and if you're going in support and resistance, which is price action, which I already sent you guys some lights in PDF to read from my channel. PDF to read, that is it. You see, I have a lot of PDF around. You can download and study price action. So if you know your support and resistance, you are good to go on this. But first of all, let me still show you guys for more confirmation on this trend. This support and resistance, which you can use, and adding the same thing here. You can also add your support and resistance to your classic indicator, because I know a lot of people don't know how to use that. You can add that to your classic indicator. You have your support here on tested support. You have your proven resistance, which means the price is still going to retrace a little, and go up again. Then another thing you need to add here, let me remove future prediction, delete, and let me remove this, and for me to show you guys one or two things again. Simple changer. You can leave yours, but I want to show you guys. You can leave yours, but I want to show you guys something. You see that support and resistance. Now let me add this normal stochastic oscillator I had added before, which is okay, which is this, which we have the sell, we have the buy and crossover above 80 and below 20. That's a good entry. And when there's a cross of this red line crossing this normal ash line, or light green line crossing the red line, wait for it to cross over 20 before you pick a trade, which is somewhere here. Now let me add one other thing again. You can add this, which I used in my former video. I showed you guys. You can add this up, for more confirmation. And coming to this, you can also add this 1 hour time frame. You can also add this for more confirmation. You can also add solar wind for more confirmation. See that's the two things you need to add for more confirmation. When you check it out, you see this also has an alert. You have two types of solar wind. This kind of indicator, it has one with dual alert. This one has an alert. At least if you can set it up, to give you an alert. Some people use it for EA. You see, do alert, and this one has an alert. So you can have double confirmation like this one. There's a cross. This one too. You can enter a trade. Remember in my former video when I talked about this small tick line, that you guys should, when the candlestick comes above this yellow line, that's when you enter a trade. Something more like this. So the solar wind here above the line, you get a signal. You can enter, or you can enter above the line. Here again, you can enter above the line. This is above the line, which means that's crossed 80, which is sell button. When it began to range, when you pick a trade from here, you can set your TP with this in this small dotted line here, or you set your TP in this dotted line here, because when the market begins to range, you notice that. When you notice that we did a pin bar, or like 4 or 6 rejection or 5 rejection before it picks a direction. It may reject and pick up one direction, it may reject and pick down one direction, because you don't know about that. It's between the ranging of 50. Okay, since I've showed you guys the solar wind or stochastic oscillator, let me show you guys another thing you can also add. To make your trade, to make your cool trade. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, let me show you guys okay, to make your cool trade, to have a perfect entry. Now the other thing you need to add again is what I call payapa. Many of us knows about payapa strategy. When you have multiples of indicators. So I've taught you guys about these two stochastic. Remember what I said, you don't enter trade in this kind of movement here maybe above 20, you don't enter 20. You have to enter for full reversal below 20 or above 80 or above 95, because I just added these levels here. The same thing applicable to Agimat indicator. The same applicable to Agimat. What is happening? Okay, the same thing applicable to Agimat indicator. Same thing applicable to this. So you can have more double confirmation or triple confirmation or 4 confirmation depending on what you want. Now I have to remove this and add another thing. I have to remove this stochastic oscillator and remove this too. Okay, let me do something, guys. Sorry about that. Let me leave one. All right, let me leave this and add another thing all together. Okay, now now how do you add Payapa? A lot of people think that you can only trade Payapa with your phone and other things. So if you have your phone, you can set up these parameters in your phone. If you have your phone with you, just follow the procedure. You can set up the parameters in your phone. The first thing you need to do to set up Payapa strategy for oversold and overbought, or for your trend reversal using Agimat on a higher time frame, first you need to add is, you first of all add RSI, relative strength index, put the parameters, the period to 1, apply to close, leave others at default, choose your color. Now, and the levels, add 10, 90 and 50. You can add any kind of levels you want to add. Remember, the stochastic has 80 and 20. I just added 5, 55 and 90 for more confirmation for my own, depending on the way you trade. Then I added 9, 20, 10, 90 and 50, and I click OK. Now this is the second level of RSI. This is RSI, this is stochastic. Now how do I also confirm more entry? I've shown you guys twice. I've shown you guys two, stochastic, solar wind and arrow. I also show, and I'm showing you guys the third way to do so. Now I have to come to my, this moving average always show up here. Well, let me show you guys. Always show up here. See, always show up here. Then we have another custom moving average, which you can add up here for your Payapa strategy. So the first, let me show you, add it up. Moving average goes separate window. So you drag this. Remember what you do, you just click and hold, drag it to your chart here and release. Then on the input, you type moving average. The first one you need to type is 5. Then choose the color to make the color blue. Then increase the texture of the color for visualization. Apply to all level. Remember, period is 5. Then you click OK. It appears here. That's 1. That is 5 moving average. Then you drag again, second one, release on the chart again. Then the second moving average you need to type here again is 8. You type 8, you choose the color to be yellow, click OK. See, the texture is not big, so I have to increase the texture of it. Increase the texture for good visualization. Good. 8. Then you drag again. Remember, you need to add some moving average. Note down these numbers I'm typing. I have typed 5, I have typed 8. The next one is 13, and leave the color to red. Then increase the texture, that is the width. Okay, you see that? Now drag again, the fourth one, release, input moving average, type in 21, color, and put the color, let's choose green. Let's choose green, light green. Okay, that is it. Now the last but not the least, you drag again the 5th one and choose moving average. This one you can choose moving average of maybe 200 or 150, depending on the way you want to set up your own trading system. I'm just showing you guys what you need to do, trading system. Then I have to put 200. You can set 150 or any other thing. Then I have to make the color white because the background here is brown. I have to make the color white. Then the thickness, let me make it a little bit thick. Okay, now here is it. Then the other thing I think I've done. Okay, let me remove this. Let me close this up for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Have you seen that? So you can still add the same thing here. You can still add the same thing here on your classic indicator. Okay, let me pause this video and add it up, and I will show you guys. I'll still show you guys. Let's continue on that. Let me pause this video, or let me fast forward this video and add it up. Okay guys, back again. All right, I've done that with to classic indicator. You see classic indicator and Agimat indicator. Now what else do we want to do? That let me tell you guys about this Piper strategy using this RSI with moving averages. Remember, we talked about oversold and overbought before, and having the RSI 90 and 10. Whenever it crosses 90 is oversold, is overbought, it's time to sell. Whenever it crosses 10 is oversold, it's time to do what? It's time to buy. Now RSI has a moving has a strategy of 90, which is strong sell, has a strong 10, which is strong buy. So the moving averages will measure, remember this, the moving averages I just added here will measure the market momentum. Take note of that. So when all the moving averages meet up at a bend, like something like this, when you see something like this, when all of them jams together and meet up, then have a crossover from here, which is usually a buy signal. Something applicable to here, which also shows a buy signal here. So something like this, see a big crossover here, which also shows a buy what? A buy signal. Now using this Piper strategy is good, it's very awesome if you want to grow a long streak, but you can catch up a very good trend fast if you're using a smartphone. So all the settings I did in this RSI with this moving averages, set that in your phone. So first of all, what you need to do on your phone is set up RSI. Then in that same indicator RSI indicator window on your phone, then continue add up moving averages of these patterns and set up the parameters, and choose the color choose the color yourself. Then the 200 moving average which I added, which is this white one. Sorry guys, let me make some of this. Which is this white one you see here, this big white one. It's 200 moving average is used as a support and resistance between any reversal zone. You understand? So when the market is at 50, maybe this normal, this normal center level, you wait for what? For any crossover, wait for any movement. So using this Piper strategy, combining with this Agimat and stochastic, you can add solar wind or can add moving average here. You can have more confirmations. For example, the first alert you got a crossover between 20 above 20 here, another crossover above 200. Now if you pick a trade with this complete confirmation, you can have some good profits and take your profit here. Remember, higher time frame is good because higher time frame has higher pips. If the higher the time frame, the more pips you catch, but the lower the time frame, the higher the expansion of the spread or pips you catch, depending on that. So from here to here, just more like 32 pips. You see that 32 pips depending on the capital you used. So going back, then what I want you to notice this. Remember, they tell you price action, the trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. When you watch this moving averages, when I go back, for example, this is overbought, right? And you see a sell signal from here, but it has not crossed. There was a kind of gallivanting pattern here. It has not crossed. You shouldn't enter the trade. You got to stop here. So you have more double confirmation. It began to range, continue to range. You can, if you are sure of that, and you have another confirmation which you added here. Maybe you have solar wind you added in this pattern, and you confirmed you can enter. You can still re-enter again. You see that? Okay, you have this again. You see another confirmation here. Okay, say look, fine, I got this one, I got this one. Let me wait for this for another re-entry. You entered and you re-entered again at this spot. You began to range. You now re-entered again at this spot again when it crosses over the 200 moving average here, and you now wait for a take profit. So these are the three things you can use, or you can add other things you could have. You still have another ones I can show you. You can add for more confirmations, which is which is also this again. You can add it up for more confirmation, but you don't have to have you don't have to congest your chart with all these things. You don't have to congest yourself with all these things. You can use solar wind. Let me delete that. You can also have this too. can also have this kind of you know, all this kind of more confirmations for you to pick a trade, pick a reversal trade. And before you pick a trade, listen very carefully. Your 1 hour time frame, first of all, check your 4 hours and know where the trend is moving. Check your 4 hours and check your 1 hour before you pick a trade. You understand? Check your 4 hours, check your 30 minutes, check these two trends before you pick a trade. Know the direction of the movement, know the direction of a trend before you pick a trade. Don't just see 1 hour and start entering. No, confirm on other time frame. That is why we call it price action. Confirm in the other trend before you pick a trade. The same thing applicable to this spot. The same applicable to classic indicator. You see that same thing I'm talking about. A crossover here, a complete clean crossover. You see a buy crossover, a crossover here. You picked a buy signal, you took your profits, set your TP maybe for 30 pips or 20 pips if you are doing a swing trade. This is more like a swing trade, not scalping, guys. This is not scalping, this is a swing trade. For example, now this has got an alert on here, a crossover, and there's a still crossover here. You can pick a trade 1 hour time frame and by 30 pips or so. You get out on the market depending on your lot size, depending on what you want to do. Understand? And here again, you see another reversal here on top of this line. Let's go back a little. Then there's one thing I want to show you guys. Remember, they say trend is your friend if you know price action. Watch what is going to happen on this. Let me remove this, guys. I'll use that on classic indicator. Let me show you guys something. When you move down, this is overbought, right? Which is time to sell, right? You got a signal here, got a signal here. Now watch what is going to happen to this thing if I go back a little. Watch. Continue. Just take a look at that. Take a look at that. It dropped, right? See, it dropped a little. You see that? It dropped a little. You see, this one dropped a little. But when I come up again, so when I scroll back again, it drops. It drops. It drops. You see, this one is here. You see, this one is up here now. You see that? But when I scroll up again, it drops. So that's why you shouldn't look at this. All you need to do is just look at the future movement of the trend. This is normal price movement, and this is still going to go. You know, you have a little curve here which is trying to go sell, a little retracement before it continues its buy signal. So why I said trend is your friend. Moving average, follow the trend. Don't go back and see and start looking at something. Yeah, no, this thing repents, so this thing changes, so no. If he gives you that signal at that moment, he gives you that signal. If he gives you that crossover at that moment, he gives you that crossover. Understand? Maybe if he goes more further now, when you go back to watch it, this thing here may come up to 50. Definitely, the price has shifted down to oversold, and you know, the movement continues to go. So take note of that. All right, let me go back to classic indicator. It's something applicable. Agimat classic indicator, cool. And what else again? Now you can have more confirmation, as I was saying earlier before, like this, and this. You can still have more confirmation. This is a complete downward trend. We have, you know, a complete reversal uptrend here. It began to consolidate on top of it went up and began to consolidate here and picked uptrend again from this spot again, which has a cross of this moving average, and it picked a confirmed spot and went up. So that is it. You see another trend, downtrend here. You see downtrend here, but this one crosses between, you see that? You see what I'm calling it? Between 950 and above here. There's no confirmation. So when you see short trend, you say you want to enter. Is at your own risk. You need to have a full confirmation. That's why I said if you want to trade stochastic between this line, between 50 and 80 line, you need to understand price action. You need to know the trend, set your support and resistance, and know where the price is breaking, or when the price breaks this normal support or so. So you need to have your support. So there are a lot of support, there are a lot of resistance here. So you need to know when to pick a trade. For example, you see this complete signal. You say you want to sell. Yes, it gave you a signal, but this is below 50. It is on 50. So this is kind of, tricky. You don't know if, listen very carefully, you don't know if this trend will just try to break and go back again and go upward again and hit your stop loss, or it will come down. So that's why I said you have to enter a trade above this line. Let's continue. Let's go back again and see. Okay, see this one again, a good trade, a good entry. See the 200 moving average, this two line gave a curve and break it, This one also gave a cuff, but you see below is on top of 20. Mind you, on that you picked a buy signal. So you can have a lot of confirmations. You can add more confirmations here for your trade. Understand? You can have more confirmations for your trade. This is for swing. This is not for scalping. Please take note of that. If you want to scalp, you have other indicator. I'll still show you guys indicators to use to scalp. I'll still highlight it, show you guys highlight of indicator you use to scalp. So that's more of it. Then having your support and resistance zone, you can add it up here. You can also add support. You can also add the one with price. Sorry guys, you can also add the one with price. You know, have support and resistance with price here for you to, you know, dictate the price of all of them. Like here, so you have a support of price, you have a support of 1.6 price. You have another resistance zone here. This is a resistance zone again. That's this one resistance zone which is going to retrace before it goes up to, you know, touch this price. So it will definitely, this movement GBPUSD is definitely going to buy, and it's going to touch some, maybe it's going to test this ranging zone here, this resistance zone here. See this resistance zone here I'm talking about on 1 hour time frame. This is the resistance zone I'm talking about here, this resistance zone here. So it's still going to touch it. Maybe it's going to retrace again, little retrace and touch this price here. See this price ranging zone here, that's what I'm talking about. It may retrace and touch it, or it may retrace half of it and go up again to hit this price, retrace back again, go up, because price doesn't move in just go straight line like that. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So here's a consolidation here, here's another consolidation, see another consolidation. Some people may enter this price here, but this went down before it picks up a buy signal. So I said earlier before that reversal takes 3 phases. It comes down, for example, it comes down, you wait for it, consolidate, reject, consolidate and reject, consolidate and reject. I don't know how many rejections we have here. This 1 hour time frame, it take like 8 hours or half a day for this consolidation to occur. You have a long rejection, it may hit some people's stop loss and now began to, you know, go uptrend. Before that, you need to have some confirmations that yes, the trend has been fully confirmed before you pick your trade. So that is it. And secondly, you can also set your alert here. If you want to set alert that maybe somewhat you have a reversal here. Maybe you said, okay, if this hits this spot, let me buy from here. When the retracement comes down, or whenever whatever it does, you come to this spot, right click, come to trading here, see alert, set alert here, click an alert. If you click on it, definitely you see a black arrow here. So when a price touches this spot here, it will signal you on your email or phone that I have an alert that this trend, the movement have touched here. It's time for you to buy. Or you can set your what do you call it again, buy limit here. You see, you can set your buy limit. So if you set a buy limit here, whenever the trade touches this spot, boom, it begins to buy, something like that. Or you can, if you want to go for retracement, whenever a trade maybe touches this consolidation zone, that is resistance zone here, right click, you can place sell limit. Whenever it touches there, it will come retrace again. That's how you can do that. You have a lot of tricks to do so. So you need to have more confirmations on your using a classic indicator, because classic indicator repents. It repents. Reason why it repents, I don't know, but classic indicator repents a lot. I mean, so many people confirm it, but it's good if you have more confirmation to trade it. Same thing applicable Agimat high time, it doesn't repent. I'm quoting the owner because you can Google about Agimat indicator online and read about it. So we all are waiting for 2019 Agimat indicator to come out so we can pick it up. So do yourself a favor, if you can subscribe to, I didn't say subscribe, if you can, you know, take advantage of going through my channel and see what I said there, to have access to everything I get online for trading or the other things. You are good to go on that. The notification is on the Telegram channel, or you can inbox me for me to show you the notification on that. Every indicators, every tools I use, you can have it. Even EAs, something like that. I'm testing a lot of EAs, and some we have a good result of the EA. Okay, now come back to classic indicator. There's one other thing I need to add for your confirmation, which is this. Also, yeah, let me increase the texture of it, which is this. can use it for more confirmation. You see, you need to have a lot of confirmation before you pick a trade. Now when you look at this first confirmation, second confirmation, this doesn't confirm it because the trend is still downward. You understand? This another, just like 3 confirmation, you may let this be. You understand? You may let this be. You may let this be. Let me remove. Okay. Now for this confirmation again, you have 1 confirmation, a crossover, 2 confirmation, another crossover here, 3 confirmation, which is a complete buy, and retracement again. Retracement again. You can use this, which is this is also another stochastic, but is a custom stochastic or stochastic oscillator. Is a custom one, which is something somewhat like this, where it has different parameters. You can also use the same. Excuse me. You can also use parameters like, you know, its parameters is 30-10-10 with a close 80-20. So depending on how you want to configure yours, so you need to have some confirmation before you pick a trade, something like that. You can check other pairs to see what it entails. You see that? Okay, let's use USDJPY. You see entry, signal change from entry, confirmation, but the entry but it went down and began to consolidate at this point and this moving average confirm another entry from here. So you can, if you confirm this one and confirm this and confirm this, you can pick a trade. You wait for consolidation. You may enter twice. You may enter twice. You know, consolidate. You can close one depending on your entry. Maybe you see like 20 pips or so. You can close your entry. Then you now re-enter on a crossover of this moving average. You see here, crossover this moving average, all these move 4 moving average crossing over 200 moving average, which is this spot here, and you can pick your profits at this spot here. So it take days. That is holding a trade. That's exactly holding a trade. And right outside there you see a price of support, a lot of support and resistance with their prices. This support, then red one here is resistance. So another resistance is forming here, which you can see here. Understand? Another resistance is forming, which gives you a price of another resistance. So the price is trying to touch this, maybe touch this blue line support here and retrace back again, or touch this line and comes down again. This is USD CHF. Yeah, US dollar and Japanese CHF. Yes, we're on 1 hour time frame. So before you pick a trade, let's check 4 hours and see what 4 hours entails us to shows. 4 hours have, you know, between this. No, you know, you have to wait for a complete price to, you know, to hit any support or hit any resistance before you now pick a trade, if you want to use this. So that is all for now. I've showed you guys a lot of confirmations you need to use to confirm a trade, and, you know, to trade with Agimat or trade with a classic indicator. So that is all for now. You can also have this. Then for you to see, if you don't want to check 4 hours or day one of a trend, if you want to use only 1 hour and, you know, and have your trade, you can still add few more things for your confirmation. For example, you can add up let's say, let me add up Fibonacci something trend, you know, add it up, make it left corner down, left corner, okay, good. So we have it here now, which is also good. So listen guys, I'm not saying you should compile your chart with all these things. If you are good with all these things, you can compile it in your charts. It all depends on the way you want to trade. You can have 2 or 3, you can have any one you want to have. So I'm just showing you the things and few things you need to use to confirm your entry before you pick a trade. That's what you need to know. Then left hand side there, Fibonacci trend, this came with an indicator, Fibonacci scalping indicator. So I'll show you the indicator. So the H4 hours is selling, day one is selling, but the correct candlestick on this 1 hour time frame is also sell, which you can see here is a sell candlestick. So 4 hours here is selling, which is red. Day one here is selling. So let's check GBP/USD former trend I was before. It's a sell trend forming another resistance. It's a sell trend. 4 hours is selling, 1 hour is selling. 4 hours. 4 hours candlestick is selling. Day one and week one is selling. So that's just more like, you know, when you check your chart and see, let me say you check your chart and see that the trend is going uptrend, and you watch the one is selling, the one is buying. You can see as a pair, you can see that you see a sell signal here, but 4 hours and day one is buying, depending on what you want to do. All right, since guys, I think I've talked much. I think I've showed you guys other things. I think I've showed you guys more confirmation you can use on your Agimat, or you can use your classic indicator, or any kind of classic indicator or reversal indicator you have for your swing trade. Then coming to scalpers, another video is coming up for that, and I'll show you guys indicator for scalpers. So thank you guys, and God bless you. This is Tech FX. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and have more light. Stay tuned for binary trading, volatility index. Now let me close this off, and this also, then we have, this is for scalping, for scalpers, 30 minutes within this for scalpers. This is also for, you know, this is also for scalpers. Okay, that's the same indicator. This is also for scalpers, or for swing. You have the swing, you have the scalping trading. It's a very nice indicator, it doesn't repent. This is also for, okay, many people knows about this indicator. Offers of scalpers, FS Vortex. If you want it, I can give it to you. This moving average, I'm going to talk about it in the next video. This is also for scalpers. This is where I got the indicator I added up. You see that trend is neutral, no movement, because the price is still consolidating here. But 1 hour is buying, 4 hours is selling. But we are in 30 minutes. This is a very good. This is a very good scalping indicator. If you want to scalp indicator, maybe you got a signal here, you can, maybe you entered here, you can pick a profit 20 pips with good lot size. I call this, we have different kind of scalping, but so most people do what we call high pro scalper with high lots. But for example, you have a good, you got a signal, you are sure about your indicator, you're confident that yes, you are sure about this, you pick a trade with 0.5 lot size or 0.2, and that is it. Let me not talk much here. We do that in the next video. Thank you guys, and God bless you. This is Tech FX signing off. Peace.